Or in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Pleasure to be here this morning. It's Armando and Amalia here, and looking forward to lots to cover today from different parts of the world of online marketing, digital marketing. So, Amalia, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. Welcome everybody this morning. I hope you're doing well. Weather's so out here. Hopefully it's a little better out for everybody else.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Yeah,
cloudy today, so we can't complain.
yeah, yeah, true.
Yeah, excellent. Well, you know what? A few weeks, global convention around the corner. I think that
Yeah,
it's exciting times for everyone at WSI. Everyone's looking forward to global convention. For sure, we're looking forward to meeting with and connecting with the IC community and being part of a great 2 3 day convention full of different. I think they're gonna have various different speakers, different topics, and seminars, and definitely looking forward to spending one-on-one time with everyone. Um, I know that we'll probably be reaching out to some of the consultants to see if we can spend 5 10 minutes together, and I know that we will be sponsoring a few events, so watch out for that. Keep a lookout for that, and we'll keep you posted. So just to start off, then Amalia, what do you think? We should begin.
yeah. Let's move forward. That's great.
Okay, so we're gonna look at some latest news and articles that are happening. A lot of movement in the industry, different events and news happening. We're also gonna take a look at Bright Local Consumer Review Survey. Very interesting survey. Definitely, we'll provide the link to the actual survey, but also we'll talk a little bit about some of the key findings that have been addressed by the team at Search Engine Land and also the team at Bright Local. So we'll talk about that. We'll have some questions and answers as well. Um, so just to before we begin, I guess quickly, just if you can let me know through chat, kindly let me know if you can hear us. If you can hear our our mic, that'll be great. If you can hear us talking, that'll be great. If you can hear our voice. Excellent. All right, so let's get going. Let's get crack-a-lacking. So the first piece of news comes from ComScore and through Search Engine Land, basically looking at where we are in regards to ComScore's explicit core search share report. And just wanted to share a little bit about this in regards to the fact that so far right now, obviously Google continues to dominate with about 64% of the combined core search share report for desktop, home, and work locations in the U.S., which is really a number that is reflected somewhat globally. So they continue to have 64%, which when you look at the world of organic search, it's really about 2/3 Google, 1/3 Bing. So as you can see, Bing did see a very tiny gain in July, about zero point 0.1 percent, sorry, 0.1% from 20.3 to 20.4. So they did see a point change. Ask also saw a bit of a point change, but definitely Google remained unchanged. Now, one of the interesting things is that Google's market share overall year to year is down. Basically, last year they were at 67.6%, and now today they are at three. Sorry, they lost 3.6%. So they're at 64. They lost 3.6% versus last year. So that does definitely equate to not thousands, but millions of searches. Perhaps not a billion searches, but millions of searches that they've lost. Now, when we look at Google's dominance, we're looking at all of Google sites or Google network sites. So obviously that includes anything from the search engine to YouTube, etc. And Microsoft as well. You're looking at Bing and all of the Microsoft network and Yahoo. So interestingly enough, that we're a year from in reviewing last year's stats, definitely Google has lost a little bit. Um, it's not gonna hurt them a lot, but I'm pretty sure they don't want to go beyond below 60%. So I'm pretty sure the execs at Google are finding ways of how to continue their dominance. Again, wanted to share that with you just to keep you in the loop of what's happening in the world of core search share. Okay. The next piece of news is something that we had discussed a few months back with the with the with the group here in regards to the tweets officially now showing up in Google search and Google desktop searches. Now, if you recall, I think it was about maybe about 1 or 2 months ago, Google actually was already showing them on mobile, but now they've officially expanded Twitter into desktop search results. Now, as you recall, also back in early January, Google and Twitter struck a deal, give them the latter access to the former stream of data generated by users, what everybody calls as its host. So now, Google pretty much feeds into it, and Twitter can definitely start um, automatically showing up in searches as soon as they're posted. Okay. Now, one of the key things that we have to look into this is that for many SEOs and also social media experts, they were very skeptical about the fact of showing the tweets on Google on the Google search engine, and how that was going to be uh, uh, displaying how where the tweet's going to be ranked, etc. But you know, Google now with this move, not only showing the tweets mobile and desktop, it really sets itself to really demonstrating how they will be ranking these tweets, and we'll talk a little bit about it in this article that was out by Search Engine Land. One of the things is that Google will be rolling out to all users in English globally first. So primarily, you will see a lot of the tweets being indexed on the desktop or displaying on desktop on the search engine results pages in English. And what Google will only show, so at this stage is really in Google's hands, is what they seem to be relevant. Google said that relevancy and ranking behind these Twitter results will continue to evolve and improve as the process matures. Currently, there's no advertising component to showing tweets in the organic results. Maybe something that may be adding in the future. But for now, I think that what they're doing is really still testing this on the desktop SERPs, right? And seeing how that pans out. I mean, I guess there's a level of general relevancy of the tweets to what you're posting, but there is no secret of how you can get your tweets indexed on the top of the Google search results. And we'll keep you posted on that, because that's definitely going to play a key role, not only in social media, from a social media perspective, but also from an SEO perspective. Imagine having the power of really posting tweets, optimized tweets, and these tweets displaying right away for the specific keyword or keyword phrases, most likely on Google search engine result pages. So that's going to be very important. Now, the other thing is that these tweets are going to be open to everyone, so available to everyone. You don't need a Twitter account to see the results or click on the results. So that's very interesting. Sometimes in the past there has been some discrepancy where you have to have whether it be a Twitter or Facebook account in order to see information, but in this case they left it open. So we'll keep you posted. At this stage, I think that it also emphasizes on the need to have a very well set or defined social media strategy combined with your SEO strategy in order to leverage from this move. Specifically, if you're not using Twitter, right? If your client's not using Twitter, here's an opportunity to share why they should be looking at it as a possibility. So, and the ability to generate traffic, branding, relevancy, social signals. There's a lot of positives coming out of this as well. So here I'm just showing in this screenshot, I'm just showing you an example. This is the official, the top left-hand corner here. It's the official message from Google where they are now sharing the desktop. Here is just search engine watch Twitter. The way you see the tweets, and I actually went to the WSI World Twitter, is that it shows in a carousel. So basically, it has your ad. In this case, it had a paid ad showing up, Google AdWords, and then it has right away the Twitter. Notice that the Twitter carousel, because it's a carousel, because you can actually scroll to the right as you click, you keep scrolling. It gives you the latest tweets. So this is very interesting. And below that, it's where you have additional information. So as a matter of fact, right now Twitter is ahead in this case of organic search results. Okay, so that's another way of, if your client specifically for branding, their own company branding, they can totally dominate if they're very smart and they do it properly, and you assist them with it. Companies can definitely leverage from the fact that you're showing up for specific branded keywords, not only, let's say, in your paid results, in your social media, as well as in organic, right? So that seems to be interesting. I guess it's something to be tested. But the way that it's showing on the desktop searches is through a carousel. Okay, so right now they're being fed already. I tried different combinations, and the only one that worked was WSI World Twitter when I was doing this. It's I never tried the hashtag inbound, but I'm pretty sure that as Google's search engine gets a little bit smarter, or it's tweaked, you'll be able to optimize your tweets and basically be able to index them on Google. So we'll keep you posted on that as well. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to us. Excellent. The other piece of news that I wanted to share comes from Bing. I think about 2-3 weeks later, sorry, 2-3 weeks ago, we talked about Google Now on Tap, which was Google's way of they actually rolled it out this year. It was a way to make everything from text messages to Instagram posts searchable within apps. So this is again the race in the app world. And Bing Snapshots, well, that's what they call it, Snapshots, is the first to bring advanced in-app search to users. So what they've done is they actually extended its knowledge graph. So Bing has extended its knowledge graph and action graph to developers through Bing Snapshot. And basically, Bing Snapshots is a new API aimed at enhancing their apps with rich data. The feature aims to keep its searches from navigating outside of Microsoft territory. So as you can see, Bing is actually, my understanding is they actually have a bit of a head start on Google because they've made available this to programmers and developers. So the whole idea is that if you are using an app and there is a requirement for a search or for an action to be taken, they don't want you to leave the Bing network. They want you to, whatever results that are, if let's say you open up a browser, they want it to be the Bing browser, not the Google browser. They want you to remain within their confines, I guess. So again, very similar move to the one that Google on Tap did. Though Google announced this enhancement at its I/O Developers Conference back in May, basically Google did mention that they were going to open up their API as well. Oh, sorry, they were going to open it up to developers. They haven't done it yet. Bing's the first one, and Bing Snapshots. It's an area where now developers will be able to incorporate all of the search engine's information into their apps, allowing users to perform searches in context without navigating outside. Now, this is again one of those things that's very interesting in regards uh, uh, to sorry, I think I had a question there. But this is the thing that's very interesting in regards to the development or the evolution of applications, and where now this is the next territory where it could definitely, will be SEO, where they're going to be SEO friendly, right? So keep an eye on that. If you have clients that have native apps, or they have their own apps, make sure that you do a bit of a review and try to see if it makes sense for your clients' apps to be taking advantage of these open invitations from Bing to be able to enhance their app via rich data. So one of the things that they talk about is, for example, a friend could mention a restaurant on Facebook Messenger. So when you press the home button, Bing will analyze the contents of the screen and bring up a snapshot of a restaurant with actionable information such as the restaurant's official site and Yelp reviews as well as Uber. So I'm going to show you a quick example in the next slide. But beyond making sure Snapchat's got a head start over Google Now Tap, Bing is also able to stand out by becoming the first search engine to make its knowledge graph available to developers. So like I said, Bing is trying to take advantage of that. So if you can see here, I've actually put that um, um, both Bing here on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side is Google on tap. So if you are searching, for example, for a restaurant, or somebody posts it on Facebook and you click on it, and either you're using an app, or you are using a Android phone, sorry, a phone that's actually, this foundation is Bing, as a browser, as a default browser, right away will show up, and you can start writing reviews, views, and menus, and get here with Uber. So it's giving you the options within it already. Google has done very similar thing. For example, if you're looking for a Mexican restaurant through one of its Google, this looks like to be Google Groups or Google Chat, and basically they talk about the restaurant reposado, and then you kind of start getting already right away the actions through the specific app, right? And when you click on it, you have access to the specific restaurant information within the app, so you don't have to pretty much leave anything. Everything is interconnected through this app. Okay, so again, the only difference between Bing's and Google's in-app search is the fact that Bing has opened it up to developers for them to somewhat do some level of optimization. Okay, we'll keep you posted on that as well. Okay, and moving along, I just wanted to share also that Google is now testing video ads within search results. Okay, in the past week or 2 weeks, Google has begun testing promoted video ads in search results in a move aimed at broadening its ad capabilities to include more multimedia rather than just links. And I'm pretty sure at WSI we've seen some webinars in the past, and also for those that have gone to any of the Google Digital Breakfast, Google talks about the user experience, relevancy, all these micro moments, etc. And one of the key things that Google wants to do is really capitalize. And I know that Jack Porter talks about this in one of his webinars and one of his presentations in regards to how Google wants to really capitalize from search engine result pages, right? And how they always want to improve the experience, specifically for paid ads, right? For paid advertising. So what now is happening is that Google is doing some tests with promoted video ads in search results. Obviously, these are going to be paid ads. Now, Bing and Yahoo were showing video ads within their search results earlier in August. And just kind of staying within the Bing network, going to go back into Google, but the Bing results include an expandable thumbnail with a play symbol. Once clicked, the autoplay video pushes down the search results and becomes larger. After the ad is over, it collapses and the search engine result page returns to normal. Yahoo's ads work similarly, except they include the wordplay as well as the captions and the option to replay. I'm going to come back to this slide and just to show you how I wasn't able to get one from Google. I was only able to get the Bing test ad video, and the Bing test ad video is for Cialis, and basically the top one is the actual first paid ad, right? So this is the ad, and if you can see it, you have all the components of your ad, and then on the right hand side it has the little video mark, the little play button on a video with the logo. Once you click on that logo, this image here displays in the video plays. Okay, at this stage, I think that we're going to do a little bit more research, because I don't know if it's available to everyone. It's just a test for some companies and organizations out there. But as you can see, Bing is already showing video ads. So, in the future, as you have your different results, top level results in the search engine results page, where you typically have paid advertising, you're going to have your typical paid ads with video ads, and obviously that's going to give definitely an advantage, because you're adding another element multimedia, making a richer experience to your target audience. According to this article by Search Engine Watch, Google is keeping silent on any of the details, but it makes sense for it to be getting on board with video ads as other search engines do the same. It's not just other search engines. Now, this is another key thing. It's not just other search engines focusing on video advertising at the moment. Earlier this year, Twitter introduced audio play video as well as GIFs and Vines to its timelines. Facebook, which had already incorporated autoplay video into news feeds, introduced videos to its audience network 2 weeks ago. So as you can see, what I've been saying in the past probably 3 weeks is that videos making a headway. And you know what? We know that YouTube definitely, at least from Google's perspective, is their big vehicle towards that. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be incorporating Google and YouTube into some of the Google search engine result pages. We don't know how it's going to work. We don't know the technicalities for now. Everything is really in a test mode, but that's going to happen. So again, very important as a consultant that you start really paying attention to the way your clients can leverage and even perhaps even monetize from video advertising online. According to a February study by Adage and the RBC, Royal Bank, 9% of US marketers are already running autoplay ads on Facebook, okay, while 54% are at least someone likely to purchase them within the next 6 months. So again, this is also an interesting fact or interesting stat that consider Facebook advertising for your clients. And if you're not considering Facebook advertising, you may want to consider autoplay ads on Facebook, right? As Facebook continues to be a player in the video space, it's become YouTube's most formidable opponent. So as you can see, they're not staying behind. Um, and the next thing that I wanted to share with you, just moving forward, apart from the fact that video is important, I will continue to say it, just like we were saying last year about mobile getting. It's very important that you leverage from that with your client. The other piece of information that I wanted to share with you today is in regards to Google again, and this is more regarding their mobile text ads. Now they're actually confirming that they're showing 3 mobile text ads showing on some queries. It's not for all of them. If you notice in the past, when you're doing any type of queries on mobile, usually you get 1, maybe 2 ads. They probably wanted to keep it very limited, but now they've actually running a test for some of the queries where they're showing 3 ads. So you will see that in this case for roofing shingles and the keyword best makeup, you will see that they are showing 3 different ads: roof shingles 1, 2, and 3. This one has actually click to call capabilities in it. Okay, so that's very key. And in this case, you can see this one with reviews, and it's all fitting. There have been some feedback feedback from the industry in regards to how it's going to affect based on the size of the screen that you have on your telephone. And you know what? So now in reality, you can see that if you are looking for a service, the importance of AdWords advertising on mobile, right? Because the organic, you're going to have to scroll down to start looking at the organic searches, right? Because when you open up your phone and you're doing a search for a specific service, in this case, let's say roofing shingles or a product, best makeup, right away you're being served ads. And if you are, for example, looking, I don't know, for a waterproofing contractor because you have water in your basement and you got a call right away, most likely they will click on an AdWords campaign rather than an organic result because it's an emergency. So do keep an eye. The only thing that I would recommend here is do keep an eye on your client's activity from a mobile perspective. And if you are running Google AdWords campaigns, definitely have mobile settings in your campaigns to make sure that your clients are also showing up on mobile search result pages, not just desktop, right? It is something that has to be set. It is an option that has to be set up. Now, according to Google, in regards to this move, because the other side, SEO purists or digital marketers purists are also saying, well, this is another way for Google to capitalize and make money. And again, it's all about the money, not really the user experience, etc. You know, but according to Google, this is their what they've said is we regularly adjust the way we present ads, and for a small portion of mobile queries, we may expand the space for ads if they are particularly relevant. So they're not coming out and saying that all of the results pages or all of the queries will have three. They're saying some of them, so I guess they're still in test mode. So again, if you're running AdWord campaigns for your clients and they're set for mobile, make sure you're leveraging from everything, all the tools, extensions that you can find in order to capitalize from it. Okay, excellent. Um, moving along here. Amalia, this is your slide.
Yes. Okay. So I came across this ad here that I want to sort of report upon. It's called the RIP study. I'm now showing again in Google search results. So it seems that Google has temporarily removed all the web pages from the popular and controversial Ripoff Report website. Within 30 minutes, the site was back in Google. The popular site Ripoff Report, where that's where people go in and basically put their complaints about others and other companies, is basically no longer ranking in Google. So if you try to find any page on the site, Google will return 0 matches. So for example, if you try to search ripoffreport.com or they have like 2 sites here. It's either that or www.ripoffreport.com. Google will say your search did not match any documents. And I think we did provide a sample picture there as well. I'm not too sure. Yes, on the very far right, you'll see basically an example where it says, make sure all words are spelled correctly, try different keywords, etc. So that being said, basically back in 2011, the Ripoff Report removed themselves from the index, but we did see any signs that they specifically requested removal from Google. A representative has reached out to Google and will update the story when they hear a bit more. They did say one thing to know is that the non-www domain http://ripoffreport.com does not load, but www.ripoffreport.com does load. This being said, we'll see what's going to happen there. There was a postscript stating that about 30 minutes after the posting of the story, they were asking basically Google for a comment, and the site is now back in the index, which I find, interesting. Anyways, Armando, did you want to add to that, or?
No, no, yeah, just a little bit. For some reason, your audio is a little bit off, a little bit
Oh,
spotty.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
not sure.
yeah, but anyhow, you know what? Ripper Report is one of those sites that is very controversial. It's been around for forever. We've actually had to do some battling with Ripoff Report in the past to remove some stuff for some of our clients. So, yeah, it's a very interesting site. So if this is happening to them, I'm pretty sure they have some level of power because within 30 minutes they were back in Google at least, right? So interesting.
Yep. Yeah, very interesting. Literally like 30 minutes after. So, yep. Okay, so moving forward, I came across something else as well, another article that I want to share. It's called Bing News Adds Smart Labels for Mobile, basically making it easier to find related headlines. Located at the bottom right corner of the news stories, the new smart labels helps users explore connected articles. So Bing News announced it has rolled out a new smart labels feature for mobile that links articles by key topics, helping users explore related headlines. The smart labels will appear at the bottom right corner of the news story called Advanced Technology, enables them to basically deduce the primary topic of the story and how it relates to other news stories. Users could click the smart label to explore more headlines related to the specific topic, and Bing basically offered the following examples, showing users how they can navigate from one headline to the next. They used one in regards to Putin right now that you can see there, and gas pipelines and so forth. So if you want to take a look there, you'll see how that's basically moving forward. Armando, did you want to add to this?
Yeah, I think this is just mentioning again. It's the search engine's focus of really having that user experience, flexibility, ease of use. As you can see here on the screenshots. So you have the news article that you found as a top story, but the relevance here is Putin. Once you type on Putin, it brings you to a different article or piece of content that's relevant from a top story perspective. And in this case, it's gas pipeline, and it kind of just you know it goes around and around until you're able to find information. I think it's a very neat tool. It definitely helps users explore other connected articles, specifically if you're doing
Mhm.
research or if you want to know more about current events that are happening. So let's see how these smart labels continue to enhance the user experience, the mobile user experience for Bing users. Yeah, thank you, Amalia.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to share with you, which I kind of mentioned in the beginning of the webinar, is a current study completed by Bright Local, brightlocal.com, and they just published their findings of the 2015 local consumer review survey. A lot of nice findings there. I'm actually going to take you through a um, a summary done by Search Engine Journal, Search Engine Land, because I found that there were some neat things that maybe we can discuss. But just the basis of this 2015 local consumer review survey, really it's an annual exploration into the consumption, attitudes, and influence of local business reviews by consumers. They've done this for 5 years, so you know what? There is half a decade of trends to analyze and compare. And if we are in the internet world, half a decade is, it's like 50 years. It's a lot of information that happens, a lot of things that occur in these past 5 years. So in this year's survey, they asked 15 questions, okay, and had asked or they had 2,354 people complete the survey, with 90% of respondents in the US and 10% in Canada. So it's primarily a US based survey. And I will tell you that 2,300 is a very good data sample. Okay, one of the key things and you know what, let me just, I don't want to toggle from screen to screen, so let me just press pause, and I'm actually going to, I'm actually going to share with you the link to this survey so you can have it. This is a very valuable survey. I would always use it. A lot of good information for your sales if you're doing presentations, training, and sales. Definitely a lot of juicy information, if you will. So one of the key things that was a lesson learned, or something that came out of this survey, was that 92% of consumers read online reviews for local businesses. Wow, interesting. I didn't think that happened because I am one of the 7% that don't. But you know what? 92% according to, but then again, I'm in Canada. So 92% of consumers actually read online reviews. And interestingly enough, you can see the graph below here, where 2010 is resembled by the purple blue color, or purplish or dark blue color. Green is 2014, and 2015 is the light blue color, right? When you look at what's been happening in the increase, obviously you can see that the question was, do you read online customer reviews to determine whether a local business is a good business? Back, you know, back in 2010, only 20% said yes, I do regularly. That has actually somewhat decreased to 33% because it went up in 2014 to 39, but then it came down to 33. However, let's say the average user, and I'm pretty much, these are the astute users, and I would imagine if these are actually millennials or below millennials who are always on their mobile, or they're always reading online reviews, that's probably a good number. But then when you look at yes, okay, occasionally you see there was a lift of 10%. So this is where it had a lift, and when you combine 59 plus 33, obviously you get that number of 92. So this number here equates to 92% of consumers read online reviews, whether they do it regularly or occasionally, they do it. Okay, and obviously you have some like myself that don't, right? But that's very interesting. Okay, again, the power of customer reviews to determine whether a local business is a good business is very important. So in your digital marketing strategies, as you continue to work with your clients, keep that in mind. And as a matter of fact, right here, right, this, just showing them this graph, you know, if your client for X, Y, Z reason hasn't, they don't have their act together on this, they're not, getting reviews or recommendations, etc., whether it be on Google Plus or through a third-party tool like Customer Lobby or Reputation.com, etc. This is something that you should share with them because this number continues to grow. When you look at this number, from last year, 39, 39 plus 49, what is that? 18. So from 88% to 92%, that's about a 4% increase, and that will only continue to increase. So very important to entice or to continue to educate and influence your clients to do that. The other thing that came out was that 73% of consumers read reviews on their PC, the most popular device by far. Obviously, okay, so that's a little bit contradictory to what I said before. I thought that people that were on their mobile would be reading reviews. It seems that are people that are probably at work or at home. They're using their desktop and their laptop to read reviews found on websites. Okay, so give me a quick second here. I'm going to pause my screen. I'm actually going to go to the article because there's some other key findings that I wanted to share with you today. And let me just go back here. Just give me a quick second. Okay, and you know what? Let me just paste this for you. I already pasted the actual. Let me just put it here. I pasted the actual report, but this is a summary. So as I was saying before, um, you know, 8% don't read online reviews. Okay, this one, for example, key findings: 73% have read online reviews for a local business on a PC. 38% have read online reviews for a local business on a mobile internet browser. Okay, and 29% have read online reviews for a local business on a tablet. Obviously, PCs remain to be the primary device for consumers. That's very important. Um, so keep an eye on that. Obviously, local businesses need to be alert to the shift to mobile. That will continue to happen. It's not, we always talk about, mobile optimization as being very key. Now, this is also key. 73% of consumers form an opinion by reading 1 to 6 reviews. Okay, so the question that was posed was, how many online reviews do you need to read before you feel that you can trust that business? So if they see one and that one review is a bad one, they can form an opinion. If they see 6 and there's a mix of good and bad or good and not so good, they'll still form an opinion, right? So you can see that the magical number to have on your clients, uh, uh, let's call it review strategy or customer review strategy, is to have around 6. Now, having said that, that means also that uh, that these should be updated, right? They shouldn't be that old. But just looking at this stats here, 40% of consumers form an opinion by reading 1 to 3 reviews. Okay, that's pretty big. 73% of consumers form an opinion by reading 1 to 6 reviews, and only 13% want to read more than 10 local business reviews. My, even though you may have quite a few reviews, my key thing that should be that they should be, updated. They shouldn't be too. Oh, actually, as a matter of fact, that's the next one here. 69% of consumers believe that reviews older than 3 months are no longer relevant. How many times have you gone to a prospect's Google Plus page or even a customer lobby results page, or if they have the plugin into their website, and you notice that the reviews are old? So 69% of consumers believe that reviews older than 3 months are no longer relevant. So that's very important. So if you look at it, as a matter of fact, a good 15%, within the last 2 weeks, right? So if you want to catch those individuals that are probably ready to buy, ready to purchase today, you want to be able to have very updated reviews. And I would say that the core thing should be within a month. So having said that, if you have 6 reviews showing up, maybe 50% of them should be, monthly. Change them around. Always ask a new client or new customer or an existing customer that they have for a review. Obviously, it has to be a new one. Uh, so that's very important. And as you can see down here is that the older the reviews are, the less relevant they are to the individual reading them. Okay, 3 to 6 months, 15% relevant, right? And all the way to 2 years, 3%. So if your client has very old reviews, it's like stale bread. It doesn't matter, right? So recency is very key for this. Um, Now, obviously, one of the key things that the findings is that this review lifetime varies depending on the business, but we can see that for a typical local business, a review needs to have been written within the last 3 months to be considered relevant by most consumers. So business owners shouldn't view review as a one-time activity. They need to generate new reviews on a regular basis to keep converting new searches into leads. So as consultants, what I would recommend is definitely put a business review strategy for your clients and have your clients commit to it, because that's the bottom line. They have to commit to it. They have to be open to different ideas that you bring, because you know what, if you just continue to just ask or have the secretary or the receptionist ask, that strategy doesn't always work. Sometimes you have to do some sort of a promotion or entice them to do something in order to provide a review, because you are rewarding them for their time. Now it has to be something that is that is a justifiable reward, that's relevant, right, to to the review section or what they're going to be providing you. Okay. The other thing is that only 13% of consumers will consider using a business that has a 1 or 2 star ratings. Oh wow! So as you can see, the higher the star ratings, the better. Okay. So again, this is a perfect example for your clients to really work in a number of things. Make sure that they provide excellent service or excellent product offering, so their existing customers or consumers actually give them a 4 or a 5 minimum, right? In the ratings. The moment you start looking at 3 and 2, you can start seeing that when you have 3 out of 5 stars, it's like the consumer that's about to make a decision, it's on the middle. It's in the middle. Doesn't want to move forward or back, because you know what? They don't know if this business is a good business. Now, if you have a 1 or a 2, might as well not have any ratings at all, because you know what? It's not relevant, right? It's totally not relevant for them. And it's a harder, it's because it's part of their sales decision making process, their buying decision making process, sorry. They may not even move forward. So this is also very important to discuss with your client. And 80% of consumers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. Wow. So, and that's because you know what, online reviews are definitely on time. Sometimes you know what, they are from people that are actually taking the time to do it. It's a little bit more rather than a personal recommendation where it can be um, tampered with, let's say, right? So, sometimes you see sites where, or you talk to a prospect and they, yeah, I have testimonials. I have lots of testimonials. I post them on my website. And you know what? These are personal recommendations where you're posting them on your website. But the best way is to actually perhaps have a tool, a third-party tool, or, use Google Plus or My Google Business. Also use even Facebook or Twitter, but you know what? Just get that recommendation, get those reviews as much as possible. Based on this report, obviously they're kind of pushing towards the use of a third-party tool, but there's various ways of doing that. So you can see, do you trust online consumer reviews as much as personal recommendations? You'll notice that there's a huge spike there, at least for the middle here. You know, where for some types of business, no for others. And as you can see that, yes, if there are multiple reviews to read, there's a high level of trust. And yes, if I believe reviews are authentic. Okay, so the power of personal reviews. So anyhow, I wanted to share this interesting article. You can definitely go to the website and try to grab as much information, and definitely it's important to share you with your clients. And these reviews, one of the key things that you have to keep in mind is that they have to be authentic. That's the key thing to this. They have to be authentic reviews in order for your client to have a certain level of credibility, right? Because sometimes you go into and sometimes you can't stop them. Sometimes you have people that are customers that are not satisfied that will add some negative reviews just for the sake of it, out of despite or out of revenge, rather than being true reviews. Excellent. The next thing that I wanted to share with you is, and it's the final piece of content that we have today, is in regards to Facebook um, actually referring more traffic to news sites. Okay, so apparently Facebook just pulled ahead of Google in referral traffic, according to the company Parse.ly. They actually came up with a quarterly authority report where they looked at referral traffic to the 100 top news sites as ranked by ComScore and Alexa. And they've noticed that from May through July 40 this year, right, May through July 2015, 43% of all referral traffic came from social and 38% from search. They also identified that Google sites, including Google.ca and Google News, and Facebook accounted for nearly three-quarters of that. By comparison, others such as Yahoo and Twitter, numbers 3 and 4, made up combined total of 9.3% of the referral traffic. Now, Google traditionally makes up the lion's share of the referral traffic, right? Because obviously they're so big. The search giant peaked in the fall of 2013 when Facebook steadily started to increase. Other than a brief dip around October, Google has always been dominant until last quarter. Now, Facebook's referral traffic share is stronger than it's ever been, making up 38.3% to Google's 35.3%. So let me just share that with you. As you can see, now this is Google's sites. This is Google's network. It's not just, Google.com versus Facebook. And as you can see, the referral traffic that is being generated by Facebook to these new sites has definitely really continued to increase and overpass them in around May, June of this year, right here, as you can see, right? So as of July, officially they have passed it. So what does this graph have to do with us? And what does this graph have to do with perhaps our clients? Well, you know what? According to Mr. Montalenti, who is the CEO and president of Parse.li, he refers to a trend he's seen of news finding you rather than you searching for news. So if you have a client that it's relevant to that industry, number one, you want to make sure that you're publishing all of your content via social media. You're syndicating that content via social media. Okay. One of the things that he talks about is that publishers have been focused on social content perhaps more than SEO. And Facebook was there to capitalize on that and work with publishers rather than just treat like any other website. So as you can see here, if you have a client in the publishing industry, right, like a local newspaper or local magazine or etc., make sure that you leverage from that. That you're definitely publishing their content through the various different social medias, having a proper social media strategy. In addition, having said that, in October, Google Executive Chairman Eric Schmidt said the company's biggest competition is Amazon, not fellow search engines Yahoo and Bing. But recent research points out that search engine's most fierce competitor is actually Facebook when it comes to referral traffic. According to another report that was done by a company called Ignition One, they found that Facebook's displays, right, this is Facebook's paid advertising, growth is up 48% year over year, while Google's is down 9%. So as you can see, has a couple of things that you should keep in mind. Even if your client's not in the publishing vertical, you should definitely have a social media strategy. That the social media strategy should focus also on Facebook, right? I know a lot of clients may say, well, I don't need Facebook, why have Facebook? But you know what? The sheer fact that you're publishing and syndicating your content on Facebook, it is important. And even to a certain an advantage, is the fact that you publish, relevant, optimized content that complements your SEO strategy, hence adaptive SEO, right? And then the other thing that we can learn here is that, you know what, if you do have a paid advertising campaign on Google and are looking to expand, we always talk about Bing. You know what? Take a look at Facebook. Run a test, a 3-month test campaign for your client. See how that works. Have a strategy behind it. Don't just test it for the sake of testing it, right? If you're gonna have a test, make sure that if you run a pilot test for your clients, make sure that there's a strategy in place. Feel free to connect with a production team to help you with that. We can definitely help you ourselves. I know that there's other production teams like Paid Search that also does Facebook advertising. So as you can see, Facebook is also a formidable opponent to YouTube. Not even a year after making its algorithm more video friendly, the social media powerhouse reached 4 billion daily video views. So as you can see, some pretty good news and insights into Facebook and into social media overall. So just wanted to share that with you today. Let me see, we have some questions here. Okay, excellent. How important is LinkedIn for referrals for B2B businesses versus Facebook? Definitely B2B. LinkedIn is the place, not just the whole concept of social selling, but definitely doing some paid advertising on LinkedIn. Depending on the size of the company that you're working with, referral traffic is always good, but also paid advertising in LinkedIn is very, very successful. As a matter of fact, testing or finalizing a test with one of LinkedIn's newest advertising programs. Definitely will probably be summarizing that in the next few weeks, and probably will have Vinish online to help us with that. But definitely, if you're looking at LinkedIn, it's definitely important for B2B to do that. Now, what about versus Facebook? You know what? Really depends too. I would depend that you run a test campaign because every business is different. The other one that I have here is can you recommend any customer review service other than Customer Lobby? I know Reputation.com is another one that is also good. And as a matter of fact, they do have an alliance with WSI, so they do have a good service offering as well for WSICs. Those two. But you know what? Amalia is going to take note of that, and we'll get back to you, Madhu, on that. And definitely we'll send you that. Now the other one is what does ALM recommend or provide as a service to solicit reviews? Same thing. Probably be looking at those two, but we'll check with you, Roshan, in regards to that. Amalia will look at that as well, so that way you can have some ideas and you can explore them. So those are some of the questions that we have. Let me see here. In regards to, I guess, the Twitter feeds displaying on Google Desktop, is carousel account specific such as that only be a WSI carousel, but it will be mixed up based on Google's relevancy? Uh, Definitely, when I ran WSI, I ran WSI World. When I ran WSI Twitter, obviously gave me other results. But the key thing here would have been WSI World. So it will have to do with a level of relevancy on the keyword phrase that you're using. That way, it's only showing you the Twitter feeds related to that specific organization or company, right? But again, as Google has mentioned, they're still tweaking the way they're going to show this, so their algorithm is still being tweaked. But it'll be interesting to find out how that works. Um, Excellent. Those are the some of the questions that we have this week. As I mentioned to everybody a few weeks ago, I want to continue sharing with this because I know that it takes a while. It takes 7 times before people take action seeing an ad. So I'm going to use the same tactic here. ALM is now a certified product consultant for those individuals that are working with enterprise businesses and are really looking at marketing automation. We're working right now with one of WSI's up and coming ICs on a specific program to provide marketing automation via Pardot for those of your clients that are already integrated into Salesforce as their sales performance or sales CRM system, and they're looking at integrating a marketing automation tool. ALM is we're actually a product consultant working on our certification to become a certified partner in the coming weeks. So definitely a new opportunity for WSI ICs. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself or Amalia. And definitely, like I mentioned, this is really for companies that want to automate their marketing and their communications programs. I know many of you have been away for the past few weeks. We have a bit of a higher level of attendance in the past few weeks. Everybody's coming back from summertime. We will definitely be showcasing this and talking a little bit more about it at Global Convention. But we're excited about our partnership with the IC that's working very closely with us, as well as with Salesforce, to provide this service to the IC community. Any questions, definitely feel free to connect with us. And the other thing is, apart from HubSpot, we're also looking into finalizing our certification with Marketo. So we're kind of expanding our service suite into the marketing automation / inbound marketing solutions for the IC community. So anything to do with HubSpot, think about ALM. Again, thank you for being with us. Feel free to reach out to Amalia or myself for any questions. Don't forget to rate us in K2. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Have yourself a great week. Best of luck. Close some deals. I know it's towards the end of the summer, but just bring them home so you have a couple of wins under your belt before convention. Amalia?
Yes, I just want to thank everybody. Send a quick reminder that we do have promotions running until August 31st. Basically, we're offering the $900 package for the websites and the LSCO setup. Also inclusive to that is our responsive design, and that's at no charge, or 50% off blogs. If you have any questions, please do contact me. I'd love to help you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Amalia. Just, I think you were a little bit we couldn't hear you in the beginning, but as Amalia said, we do have some
Oh,
we have
sorry.
some special promotions going on to this month. If you are looking at closing that deal before the end of the month, and you know that it's gonna, if you give your client a discount to bring them across the line and get a nice August sale into your pocket, into your portfolio, feel free to reach out to us. I'm pretty sure Amalia and myself can work out something in regards to the existing promotions, responsive web design, blog, and I think that there may be even something in regards to SEO setup. Anyways, the best ways to touch base with us will be will be definitely make ourselves available to speak with you. Again, have yourself a great week. Take care. Thank you for joining us. Bye bye.